Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Let's start chapter 10 of novel 400 Days. The Sushant Lok police station had arranged a makeshift press conference room. Chautala, Viren, Manish and I sat in the center, while my in-laws took chairs adjacent to us. We faced a group of 20 reporters. A pile of mics on the table separated us from the journalist. Thank you all for coming so early in morning, Chautala said. We called you here to give updates on Sia Arora case. With us today are Sia's parents, Manish Arora and Alia Arora. We also have Sia's grandparents. A dozen flashlights blinded me as a photographers took close-ups of my face. I took a deep breath and kept a neutral expressions. If this was what it would take to find my daughter, so be it. Chautala continued. A few days back, Mrs. Alia received an anonymous message asking for 5 lakh rupees in return for Sia. The family immediately informed Gurugram police. We caught the person who sent the message at Sultanpur National Park. His name is Sonu Lal and he is from Chamkapur near Prayagraj. Sonu has a criminal history and is a relative of Manohar Lal, the cook at Sia's grandparent house, from where Sia was abducted. We have arrested both Sonu and Manohar and are interrogating them. We are working with the UP police to conduct searches in Chamkapur. Do note we have done this within 5 days of kidnapping. Our teams have worked non-stop. A cacophony ensued amongst the journalists as they scrambled to ask a question. Sir, where is Sia Arora? Said one reporter. Exactly the question I wanted to ask. We are investigating her whereabouts. We have the two culprits. We should be able to find out soon, Chautala said. Have the two arrested people admitted the crime? Another reporter said. We caught them red-handed. One picked up the cash and they both exchanged message about ransom plot. We should have confessed soon, Chautala said. Could Sia Arora be dead? One journalist said. We don't have the body, so we can't perceive that, Viren said. The mention of the word body ran like an electronic shock down the room and caused a commotion. A reporter turned to me. Alia, as Sia's mother, are you satisfied with the performance of police? I looked at Chautala. Well, they are working really hard, I said. But are you happy with the performance? I will only be happy when I see my daughter, I said. So you are not happy, said reporter. I didn't say. Before I could finish, a barrage of questions went to Chautala. His expression told me he was upset at I had just said. Inspector Chautala, when can we hope to find Sia? Said one reporter. Is your job even done if you haven't found her? Said another. We are working on it. In 6 days we made 2 arrests. We are not magicians. Your responsibility ends with the arrest, a reporter said. No, we also have the responsibility of finding her, but you have to understand the family could have been more responsible too. In what sort of house does the child get abducted while sleeping in her own bed? In fact, we want to use this platform to tell viewers this. Please be careful and keep your kids safe in the house. The cook, who is under arrest, was hired without a police verification. Please, reviewers, get your domestic help verified at the police station. My in laws' faces fell. Chautala miffed at my lack of enthusiastic praise for him, had struck back. The reporters turned to my in laws. Mr. Arora, do you feel you had adequate safeguards in your house? Said a reporter. My mother in law froze as she faced blinding camera lights for the first time in her life. Why did you not have 24-hour security? Said the journalist. We have lived in the house for over 10 years as a joint family. We never had issue, Papaji said, wiping his forehead. Did you screen the cook before hiring him? Why wasn't the police verification done? Someone screamed at my mother-in-law. He worked with us for 5 years. Never had a problem, my mother-in-law said. How could you have been more careful, Mrs. Durga Arora? What could you have prevented your granddaughter from being kidnapped? Another reporter said. Showing a mic in front of Mammiji, she was close to tears. The cameras were loving it. More camera person gathered around her, hoping to catch the exact moment when she would start to cry. Okay, enough. Let's maintain order, Viren said. The reporters ignored the cop and huddled around Mammiji. My mother-in-law broke down. Photographers went into frenzy. Nobody wanted to miss the diamond-landed grandmother in tears. Short. Rich people suffering made for great TV. Would you like to say anything to other parents? One reporter said. What can I say? Who listens to elder these days anyways? Mammiji said, as her humiliation turned to anger. Reporters clicked more photographs as my mother-in-law expression became more aggressive. You were saying, madam, said one. This is some strange new modern parenting thing, making little kids sleep in their own room, not right to next their parents. We were not brought up like this. My mother-in-law gave her a warning pat on the back, signaling to her to be quiet. He folded his hand in namaste to reporters. He held his wife's hand and walked out the room. Aliya ji, anything would you like to say in response to your mother-in-law? A young reporter said. All I want to say, I want to find my Sia. Please, please, if anyone watching this has any information, let us know. I said a bunch of mics before leaving the room. Chautala sir, we appreciate your help, but you should not have said the family could have been more responsible, Papaji said. Enough, Sharmaji, Samsherji. It isn't fair for us to get the entire blame either. Did you hear what your daughter-in-law said? What I said? What do you mean you are not happy with us, madam? Chautala said. My officers have not slept for 4 days. We ignored all other cases to help you. I never said I am not happy with your work. I only said I will be happy when I see Sia. I didn't blame the police. You saw how the twisted it, Chautala said. Aliya shouldn't have said that, Mammiji said. I wanted to pick a pile of dusty brown files from Chautala's desk and smack it on my mother-in-law's big head. What about the nonsense she said about the modern parenting? Leave it, Durga. This is not about the media. This is about Sia. What the next step, Chautalaji, Papaji said. Beat the hell out of Sonu and Manohar so they talk. But the media will roast us if they find out more hit them. They'll say the police is harsh on them as they are lower class people. So yes, media does matter. I don't care. Beat them if you have to, sir, I said. Easy for you to say, Chautala said. You don't have your job on the line. But fine, I'll do what it takes, Chautala said. Chautala stood up from his chair to signal the end of the meeting. Everyone stood up to leave as well. Sir, one request before go, I said. May I meet Manohar once? Manohar lay on his back in the lockup, his arm covering his eyes. Madam ji, he said when he saw me enter the lockup with two constables. I want to talk to you, not as a madam but as a mother. The two constables moved away to give us a privacy. Madam ji, Manohar said. He sat on his haunches, hands folded and eyes on the floor. Madam ji, please forgive. Look at me, I said. He turned his gaze towards me. They said they'll beat me at night, he said and broke down. The police beats people like us a lot. The two constables looked up when they heard Manohar cry. They went back to their phones. Where is Sia? I said. Ma Kasam, I don't know. Listen, Manohar, the police might just beat you, but if you hurt Sia, I'll kill you. Madam ji, Sonu and I take Sia. I didn't take Sia. Ma Kasam, Madam ji, Manohar said. Where about the message, the 5 lakh rupees? I did ask Sonu to send the ransom message. Yes. I sent the hair clip photo too. But we did not kidnap Sia. What? I said, I confused. We thought we could make quick money. 5 lakh rupees won't be big amount for the family. They'll give it without telling anyone. You will simply take the cash and vanish. That what we thought. But we not kidnapped Sia, Manohar said. Manohar broke into loud sob. Two prisoners in the adjacent lockup peeked to see what was going on. A constable forced them back to their cell with his bamboo stick. Sonu and I wanted to open a catering business with the money. That's for our plan, Alia Madam ji. Please forgive me. He folded his hands and touched my feet. Manohar, where is Sia? I said. Chautala entered the lockup just in time to see Manohar begging me for mercy. Don't be fooled by his tears. Sonu is crying in another lockup, Chautala said. I winced as he kicked Manohar in the stomach. Please, Inspector Sahib, don't hit me, Manohar said, rolling on the floor in pain. I've left the cell. Please subscribe the channel to listen the next episode and stay tuned to know what happened to Sia, who kidnapped her, Alia will find Sia or not. Please subscribe the channel and like the video.